those that missed, I'm Erica Meslin. I'm the education manager with the Head. I'm kind of the MC, talking you between speakers and stuff today, and I'm here alongside Connor and Colleen. You want to just introduce yourselves, Connor?
Connor, off you go. Aintus. Start with the
Thank
alphabet.
you, Colleen. Morning, everyone. My name's Connor Thompson. I'm the Policy and Development Officer at Aintus, and delighted to be here today and find out some interesting tips from our speakers on and in-depth analysis as well on assistive technology.
So good morning, everyone. I'm Colleen Dubey, and I'm the CEO of NALA. So this is day 2 for me. I had the privilege of being here yesterday, and it's always kind of fascinating just to see the extent of things that are going on in terms of assistive technology. And I think, as Connor said, that we can all learn from and hopefully expand its use and strategize its use and spread its use. So that's me.
Yeah, following on from a wonderful day that we had yesterday. So many good things were happening, and I like how it's so informative, but at the same time, it feels so chill. It feels like we all know each other and we're all just sitting, having a coffee, chatting about AT. So it's been good vibes so far.
Yeah,
Really looking forward to some of the sessions today as well.
and very impressively, the videos are already available from yesterday's sessions. I was just having a look this morning and looking forward to watching back some of them already as well.
Yeah, they went up quickly. There might have been a lunch skipped on the ahead side of things from our wonderful host. But it's nice to have them up so quickly and available. So if you want to see the recordings from yesterday, they are online.
So rapid assistant technology.
It's magic. It's like magic sometimes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Who needs
Mhm.
generative AI when you've got a head?
Yeah.
Cool. Are you looking forward to any session in particular today? Anything jumping out?
I'll jump in. Actually, the next one for me, and I'm going to stick on for that, the Digi Coaches, because I think we've kind of seen here in NALA with our e-learning platform, Learn with NALA. Check it out if you're not aware of it already. That we have seen quite a change of profile of people using the platform since it was launched in March of 20, and particularly individuals with a range of kind of ability needs have been using it to great success. Obviously, in some cases, that is with the support of staff in various centres such as National Learning Network, Headway, various other partners. But I think it's really interesting to see that model and how it's working, because I think it does open up a huge range of learning and development possibilities for people that heretofore were not on offer. So really excited to see how that's working in John O'God's.
Yeah, definitely. Just the coaching in general and kind of all aspects, I think, has proven very powerful. So seeing it kind of digitally in the AT version of it, I think will be exciting. Yeah. What about you, Connor? Anything
Yeah,
jumping out?
I'm really looking forward to the next session as well. But the one that I kind of had my eye on is the AI for inclusive teaching and learning assessment, and the case study from the Limerick Clare Education Training Board,
Yeah.
from Brendan Ryan and Moira Lynch. I'm really looking forward to that session today, because I think so many of us working in education, when the kind of the AI, generative AI volcano erupted, we didn't really know what to do. So it's so important, like, to see how others have approached it, and great that in the Limerick Clare ETB that we've got this case study to really delve into how it was approached there. And it's something that our members at Aintus would quite often get in touch with us about, and like, because it's just completely transformed a lot of, like, approaches to assessment, and when people are making portfolios or writing based tasks as well. And it's really hard. It's really it's a really hard job being a teacher, anyway, in higher ed and further ed and training. Like, there's a lot of different stuff going on. There's a lot of requirements around assessment and supporting learners and developing your curriculum. So, like, it's adding in another complexity there, in terms of assessment and learning and teaching. So I'm really looking forward to hearing how that was approached in Limerick and Clare.
Yeah, and how it can even help instead of kind of making it an extra task. It might be able to help the tasks already at hand. So I think,
Yeah, absolutely. And sort of, like, in ways like, democratize or shift the power balance around written and writing based assignments for
yeah.
certain students as well.
Yeah, I know. That's the one I was going to talk about too. So really looking forward to that one. That's at I think 10 o'clock this morning. And there's a similar kind of AI based session tomorrow with the NTutor Gen AI champions that are kind of going to display some of the technologies that have worked for them as they're doing kind of an exploring AI kind of type of course. So they're going to just go through a few of them, ones that have worked, and kind of the ethics behind the ones that have worked for them. So I'm looking forward to that. I know that's tomorrow, but we have a whole nother day ahead of us, a whole two whole days. So I'm looking forward to that one as well. Cool. We might get started. I think there's a few minutes. I have just a few bits of housekeeping before we jump in. Just so everyone's aware, we will be having a break at 10:50. So you can bring up your tea or coffee, or if you need to run away for anything, you can always come back into the meeting. There's no reason you have to stay on the whole morning. There's also captions available if you click on the CC button at the bottom of your screen. This is a meeting format, so if you do want to unmute yourself and ask a question, you're welcome to do so. Usually the speakers will kind of prompt you to do so at the end of the session. They'll say, if you have any questions, feel free to turn on your speaker and camera and ask them. You're also welcome to ask questions or put comments in the chat at any time. Our chat is being monitored, so if you have any kind of technical issues, you can ask those in the chat as well, and we can try to help you. Once again, the recordings are going to be made available for these events. The recordings from yesterday are magically already available on our website, and the recordings for the rest of the week will also be available probably at a later date. The slides and speaker information is also available on the website. We might just pop a link into the chat there so everyone can see. And yeah, like I said, if you would like to ask a question, you're of course welcome to do so. You can either unmute yourself or do it in the chat. And lastly, but probably most importantly, is a huge thank you to everyone that's been involved in this event, to Aintus and to Nala and to the Amazing Ahead team who's doing all this magic work in the background. You can't even see a lot of them, but they're the ones kind of making this day run smoothly. Also to our captioners at PCR, and also to all of our wonderful presenters who have volunteered their time today. And lastly, to our funders, Solus, who without them, we wouldn't be here today. So just a huge thank you for making this event so nice and smooth and wonderful. I think that's it from our morning side. We're going to get kicked off with our first session today. Another one that we're really looking forward to. And this session is on Digi Coaches, bringing accessible technology into the classroom. And this is with Sarah Boland and Patrick Fitzgerald. So we might just highlight them and get going. I see a few chats about the weather. Love a good weather chat. So if you want to tell us where you're coming from and what the weather's like, feel free to do so in the chat, and we'll get kicked off with Patrick and Sarah when you're ready.
Hello, my name is Patrick Fitzgerald, and I am trained to be a digital coach, and I am a paid co-designer and a co-researcher.
Can I just ask, are you seeing our slides?
Yep,
Yes.
all good. Yes, thank you.
Brilliant. Hi, everybody. I'm Sarah Boland. I'm the Assistive Technology Facilitator here at St. John of God Liffey Services. We support adults and children with an intellectual disability to support them to realise their potential. And assistive technology has definitely been growing over the last 10 years here in our service. And we're grateful to be able to link in with lots of different community partners to support us to grow the use of AT in our service.
Thank you to the head of
And the Gather team, yeah.
Gather team for inviting us to this important event about assistive technology. It is very important to see us as it's part of independence. Using technology started for us in our self-advocating meeting with the Living Voice in 2024. Assist and accessibility technology is important to us It helps us be able to assess information and create our own information to others, to understand the challenges and give us advice to self-advocate. We started using iPads, apps like Little Story Creator and Book Creator, and then we went on to Adobe Spark. This allows us to self-advocate to do
all the really annoying admin work is that right?
admin work and to need to go to make sure others understand the information at the same time. AT changed everything. We no longer need to ask the staff to type our minutes or write our emails. We use a built-in accessibility feature on our phones, tablets, and laptops. We end up teaching the staff and others, show them what text-to-speech was and speech-to-text. Today I'm going to tell you about the SED project, what we are doing in Ireland, why I want to be a digital coach, what a digital coach does, what does a digital coach need, and how a digital coach are trained, and how the digital coach is trained, and my hope for the future.
So the SAGE project stands for School Assistance for Digital Education. And at the start of the project, we were a little bit confused about the project name. So one of the first things we did, it's an Erasmus Plus project with 2 other partners. We've got TriCamp in Finland and we've got a Tempo in Austria. And when we first landed on it, we were a little bit confused about the name because the word SAGE obviously has a different meaning in English, and acronyms, we're not big fans of acronyms here. So we ran a bit of a co-design session to come up with a new one. And so all the men and women decided that they wanted to be called Digi Coaches. So the Digi Coaches, we want a Tempo is an organization from Austria, as I've mentioned already, and they have been running this program of school assistance. And this is where it's adults with an intellectual disability go in and work in primary schools for the past 8 years, supporting children to understand digital accessibility, some assistive technology, and different tools to support all types of learners.
There are 2 Digi Coaches teams in Ireland. One is run by St John of God's in Dublin, and the other has 4 Digi Coaches. The other is down in Kerry, where 4 digital coaches is being trained.
And here we've got a picture of Patrick and Doris, 2 of our Dublin Digi Coaches, going down to train the staff and the Digi Coaches in Kerry services.
Why is it good to be a digital coaches? This project helps young people like me to be included in digital worlds. It shows us how everyone can be included in the digital education. Children will learn that people with disability can be
The experts.
experts too. I can be proud of my achievements. I can share my skills and knowledge. What do we do as a digital coaches? Digital coaches are skill assistants. Digital coaches support teachers with included digital teachings. We teach children digital skills, how to be safe on the internet. We teach them
Educational games.
games like bridge boards, Osmo Coding, Book Creator, and Bluebook. The Digi Coaches are trained using
Yeah, these are the trainer cards.
cards.
So based on the work that has been done in a tempo, we have pulled together a whole training pack, which will all be available on the saidproject.eu website in November, and these will be available for anybody to use. So some of just a sample of the type of resources we're creating. There's a methodological guide, and the pedagogy behind all that is all available. We also have these really short and easy to use Digi trainer cards. So this is for somebody who would like to train, somebody who'd like to become a Digi coach. And these involve, they're all wrote in plain language, because our big aim would be that our Digi coaches could also become trainers, like what we've done here in Dublin with Patrick and Doris going down and training our Digi coaches in Kerry. So they're all wrote in plain language so that everybody can hopefully become also not only a Digi coach, but a trainer of fellow Digi coaches supporting their peers. There's a lot of information in this around types of lesson plans, types of activities to support the Digi coach to understand it. There are 5 main units of the SAID project. It starts off with basic skills. Within our basic skills, we have stuff like just basic maintenance of our devices. How do we charge our iPads and tablets? How do we connect to Wi-Fi? So really, really basic step-by-step to making sure that the infrastructure is right before the Digi Coaches goes and works in the schools. And all the way up to a number of different activities that the Digi Coach will be able to engage with the students and the teachers in the classroom. I might just mention here as well, so suppose the best ideal scenario we found is where a Digi coach or a pair of Digi coaches will work with 2 or 3 people at a time, 2 or 3 children at a time in small groups. Normally a little bit outside of the classroom, just to avoid other distractions, and then it will be done on a rotation through the class. Here's one of the Digi coach cards. So these are the cards that the Digi coaches go into the schools with. Just some really helpful tips as to what is the tool, the educational tool that they're going to use, what they need to prepare, ideas for the classroom, and then they can also scan the QR code videos. And Patrick's been involved in making a number of these videos to support both himself and other Digi coaches and the children and teachers into how to use the tools that are needed. Do we like QR codes?
Yeah, they're very helpful.
Why?
Because it could, like say we do a video and we can relate to something that everyone can kind of train themselves and look at, and then they know if they are stuck that the video can look back at.
So it helps. And the QR codes?
Amazing.
Just easier to access?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's just a little one of the videos that was done for one of the other tools that we use, which is the Osmo coding. And this is done by our colleagues in Finland. We won't play the whole video, but as we say, everything will be available on the website saidproject.eu later in the year. Let me make sure I'm sharing my sound so you have this.
Hello, my name is Benjamin, and in this video I will show you how to start using the Osmo coding application. For the game, you will need some different accessories, like a stand to put the iPad on, as well as a mirror part to be put onto the camera. In this application, you will also need some coding pieces. There are 9 different coding pieces. But at the beginning, the most important pieces are walking, jumping, and going back. In the pieces, you can direct the arrow to point in the direction you want the character to move.
that enough? We play more?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, play a bit more, he says. Let's
So
go.
they can-
Also, the additional parts with numbers are necessary. Open the coding AWB application. Create yourself a user account for the application. After this, you can make yourself a character. This way you can always continue the game from where you ended it last time. Start playing by placing the iPad onto the stand. And after this, the red mirror part to the top frame of the iPad where the camera is located. Open the application and click the play button.
Yeah, so-
So as you can see, there's prepared step-by-step video tutorials for all of the 25 different educational tools that we're going to be rolling out in the schools.
What did the coaches learn? Basic digital skills like browsers and digital devices. How to use the internet and social media safe. Important things like digital stress,
Yes.
security, passwords, fake news, how to share my skills and knowledge.
And for this, along with the co-designers, we've decided to create some a suite of animation videos that have been co-designed with our Digi Coaches, which have been really, really useful and gone down really, really well. We've also learned other things.
To use the tech fun games like Osmo Code, Bitboard, Bookcrayer, and Bluebook, I learned to use accessibility tools, communication skills. I practice sharing what I know and to be patient.
And that's an important one, I suppose.
Oh,
When we're working with children, that's always an important one, to be patient.
How the digital coaches are being trained? We start with the easy, the basic, the skills we learn step by step. We have digital coaches cards for all the topics to help us remember. We did a role play with each other. We went down to Kerry and taught what we learned. We practiced by teaching our peers.
Yeah, and that's been important. It's really been learning by doing and also working with the wider network here in St. John of God to practice, and so that more people can use these tools. Because a lot of these tools aren't only based for children, they're fun and engaging for everyone.
My hopes: help others teach and support children in learning how to use computers and other digital tools. Building confidence, show that I can be a good teacher and a role model. Gain skills, learn more about technology and improve my own skills. That's very good, because when you do your own skill, everyone will kind of follow. Making friends, working with teachers and students and building new friendships. And feeling proud, achieving my goal and feeling proud of my work. And make a difference, help others succeed and feel happy about my
What you're adding to it, the contributions and knowledge.
contribution. Thank you everyone for listening. And thanks for having us.
And if any questions, we're happy to answer them.
Yeah, there's a couple questions there, so we might just have Brendan, if you'd like to ask, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Sorry, I was just clapping. I thought that was
Oh.
a great. It was a
Sorry,
great
maybe they
answer.
were just claps. Maybe it was me.
Yeah. I'm just. I mean, I think it's amazing work and just well done. I didn't have a question per se, but I just thought, and the use of, tools such as Book Creator, etc. And I think it's inspirational. Leadership and digital champions play such a key role in the evolution. So well done, Patrick and Sarah, for the support and help as well. So great.
Thank you.
Great input.
Yeah, lots of compliments and thank yous and fantastic project compliments coming in the chat. I think Sonia, I think that is a question. That's not a clap, right? A question, yeah.
Hi everyone. It's great work that you're doing. What age group or what classes are you primarily working with? Are you working with in the schools?
It'll be senior infants to second class.
Fantastic. And you work with the whole class, did you say, or outside the classroom? So
Yeah, so you take 2 to 3 students at a time with 2 Digi coaches a little bit outside the classroom, because it's a bit hard to work with a whole class and everybody wants hands on the iPad and on all the various different digital technology that we have. So it's easier to work a little bit like literally outside the door with a little table, set up a little desk, and then the students come out in rotation, 2 at a
So
time.
it's not really crowded, that just with the one person.
that's amazing. Everyone gets a chance. And would you go into a school for a set period of time and then move on to another school, or how does it work?
We've just started here in Dublin, so we're in Austria. They've been doing this for 8 years, so we're just getting into the schools now. So it'll be 6 weeks, 1 day a week, working with one class, and so we'll roll out. It's one I suppose piece of AT or educational tool at a time that we're running through. But like for example, with Book Creator, when we introduced that, it's not only just using the Book Creator app, it's also how to turn on the device. And the men and women, our Digi coaches would use a lot of speech to text and text to speech. Literacy levels will be very low among our Digi coaches, so they really use all the AT that's in the device. So by doing that, even with an app like Book Creator, it's great because, and I know the new tools allow some of that speech to text already embedded in Book Creator, but even just going to the accessibility features on the iPad, you'll see teachers didn't even know that they were there on the devices. So it's a really great educational for everybody, not just for the student, the kids, but also for the teachers.
Yeah, I'd say it is an eye-opener for the teachers as well. It's brilliant work, a brilliant initiative. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
And just a couple more questions coming in the chat here. So this one's from Quiva, and they're wondering, what is your favorite part of learning coding for Patrick?
The coding one. Was this a new thing for you?
Yeah, I think it's like learning that when you're doing it, it could be easy, but it could be hard for someone else. But then work with the kids, like how am I gonna do it? And then if I do it myself, then I can show the kids.
So finding your own workarounds in it. What do you like about, I suppose, the coding and using the Osmo, for example?
Learning.
Okay, you like your learning
More
yourself
learning.
about it. Okay, great. There'll be a whole new concept for these Digi coaches. They would never have done any type of coding before. And the blue bot as well, the robot, that was something really new for our Digi coaches, but really interesting.
Yeah.
Bit challenging at times.
Sometimes.
But I suppose, what did you benefit from it? What did you learn from it?
I learned that like the robot can't move until you're kind of in control to move the robot.
I suppose they're starting to take over the world, so we need to know how to control them as that happens. Isn't that right?
Well, I think the kids will love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds fun too. On top of everything else, on top of the learning is the fun aspect of it. So perfect. We'll just ask one more question before we move on to our next speaker here. And this question is from Annie, and she's wondering, where does the funding come from to support your great work?
So this is an Erasmus Plus program under adult education. It's a 2.5-year program. It'll be finished in November. There'll be the final conference in Helsinki in August, at the end of August, where we'll link in with teachers and stuff down there, which Tricamps and the Ministry for Education in Finland and the guys from a Tempo in Graz in Austria will be up as well. So that the project will end in November, but it is Erasmus Plus adult education. We're really, really fortunate to have partnered over the last 6 years on a number of Erasmus Plus programs in adult education in the space of digital accessibility and assistive technology. And we hope that that trend continues and that we get to partner with other groups across Europe, because it really has been a huge benefit for our organization.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much. And just to emphasize the huge amount of well dones and thank yous and congratulations in the chat. I think it's more action in the chat than we've seen the whole event so far. So people are really impressed and really enjoyed the session. So thank you so much for that, Patrick and Sarah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Moving right ahead at our 10 o'clock session, I think it's one we're all looking forward to today as we kind of jump into the AI world and explore that a little bit.